What supplements do you have in the Titan series for overtraining? Started weights at 43. I was one of these guys. All I ever did was cardio because of all the weight loss. I was afraid I was going to put it back on.
I'm working with a couple 20-year-olds that their testosterone is very, very low. 300 is actually at that stage that it's below the average. So yeah.
Been using reverse grip after watching your videos. Love it. Great movement. Takes a minute to get used to, but
takes a minute.
Yeah,
I mean, like any exercise, it takes a minute to get
Mm-hmm.
used to. Reverse really hits you well, though.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I mean, if you guys are here, you guys know that I'm not going to hold back and stuff like that. So just ask your questions and stuff. If it makes sense, I'll try to answer the best I can. But mostly when it comes to health and fitness and nutrition, it's just consistency, guys. There's not a trick to it. And we were talking about that today, about these guys that come out with the gimmicks, that this kind of diet, that kind of diet. Yeah. Guys, you stay with the basics. Stay with the basics. You're gonna jump past all the guys that jump past you. Let's say hypothetically you go to the gym and all your friends jump on gear, do all the stuff. They're gonna jump past you. Can you be patient and have enough faith in yourself that you're going to be consistent long after they get off and they stop? So that's a character question for me to you guys. Character for you young kids. Can you stay consistent and just continue to work day in and day out and be that tortoise on the slow race? But at least when you get to your 55s or 60s, you're still in it, where the rest of them stopped 30 years before. Let me know if you can do that, because that tells me who you are then. Okay? The two guys today, the 12-hour security and 12-hour security. One guy said, I'm going to go eat fast food after to keep my calories up.
Oh, right.
Where the other guy says, I'm sneaking my good food in there, and I'm getting it in. I'm hanging out with the guy that says he sneaks his food in. That's the guy I'm hanging with. The guy that says, hey, afterwards I just go eat junk food. He's not going to stay with this. He's not going to continue to do this. Where the other guy is thinking of ways going, I need to get this regardless of what my job is. I like that guy. This is what I would do for you. I would say either get on, if you just got my app, get over into the Titan Crew right now. They're going to give you a password. Use that password. Mark off that list over in the Titan Crew. Get your butt in there, so we can see kind of like what you look like, your photos and everything like that. If you got my workout.
We got check-ins.
Check-ins are coming up. So my question to you would be, you're like me, and so you love lifting. Can be a downfall. And the reason why I say that is because there's going to be times I need you to slow down and take a day off compared to working out every day. Now, you're not a big guy. You're 180 pounds. You're 25. So you're at that age where we can change you so much. But you got to start being consistent right now and following the proper steps. And the nutrition, Jeffrey already put up the link. Get started on the nutrition, okay? Get started on the nutrition and get on the lean bulk for you right now. All right?
There's the link again.
We got the link again. Throw it up there. There's your link for the meals. Get started on this right now. Posture. So many bodybuilders seem to struggle. Yeah, I'm not worried about bodybuilders. I'm just worried about people.
That's what I'm saying. The good Cairo.
Yeah.
Snap you up.
Yeah, just make sure that your posture is good. The way you lift is smart. And this is exactly right. Yes.
What supplements do you have in the Titan series for overtraining?
We have a great thing called, it's called the BLO. Can you finish that? Blocked button. No. That's what we have in the Titan series for anybody that is trying to continue to overtrain. Listen, there's no help for you to overtrain. And this is silly. It's silly to think that, yeah, go overtrain. Be smart. You can take all the supplements in the world. You could take steroids and still overtrain, and you're not going to get any benefits. So, yeah. I appreciate you asking, but yeah, I don't know anything that can stop from overtraining. That's why we talk about it. That's why we talk about being smart when you go to train. Drop the ego.
Started weights at 43. I was one of these guys. All I ever did was cardio because of all the weight loss. I was afraid I was going to put it back on.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting us know that. Now, how are you doing? That's my question. How are you doing now? So the point there is that, you know, he wanted to get the weight off and he continued to do it because mentally he thought that that was the right thing, and it helped him mentally cope with, hey, if I just keep doing the cardio, I'll keep the weight off. That's what happens. Except diminishing returns. You know, you get the weight off and you continue to do cardio. Next thing you know, you thought you were doing it for 2 weeks. It's 3 months. Next thing you know, you think it's 3 months. It's been a year. And that gets less and less. The more options you take out, meaning like proper nutrition, you're already so low on your carbohydrates, you're fasting, you're doing all these things. The more stuff you do of that, the less I can keep you in shape and the less I can save you. So just keep that in mind, all right?
19 fight, low 130s. Low 130s is his test levels? Yeah. Low 130s with 304, whatever. Trying to take more vitamins to get my energy levels back. I'm drained after all my PPL.
You're 19. Did you have a medical condition or something that you would go in for to check your blood work to see if you have low testosterone? So don't, or is he saying test or is deadlift?
I'm 19 years old, 5'8", low 130s. I don't know what low 130s means.
Body weight.
Oh, right. Low 130s. And
test level.
Yeah, test level 304.
Did you wrestle? Let me know if you wrestled in high school or anything like that. So I'm just curious on what a 19-year-old, was there, and again, I am just reaching here. Did they think you might have cancer or something like that would go in and test your blood at 19 years old for your test levels? Because that's not a normal thing. So I'm just curious if there was something else going on there. Did you, the last few years, run away from food, anything like that? You give me a little bit more details, because yeah, at 19, something's happened to make your test levels so low that we have to fix it. Now, this isn't uncommon. So for all of you out there going 19, it's not uncommon. I'm working with a couple of people right now in their early 20s that their test levels are very low. And it's not because of something they did. It's just somehow, sometimes, just like people's height. Some people are 6'6", some are 5'5". Body weights are what they are. It's just everybody is different. And some bodies are functioning at a very high level and some are functioning at a very low level. So I'm working with a couple 20-year-olds that their testosterone is very, very low. 300 is actually at that stage that it's below the average. So let's figure out what's going on there. Make sure you get in the Titan crew so we can fix this, because I don't want any medical problems to come from this. So think about how brittle your bones are now and all that. So there's other things besides building muscle. I don't give a sheesh about muscle. Let's take care of your health first. Okay, hopefully you understand that. Talk to your parents. You're 19. Hopefully you got a great support crew around you. But let's take care of that issue right now. Also, 130. I'm not really worried about your 130. It's just depending on how you look at that 130. This is interesting. So this is let me real quick.
Yeah.
So you guys talked about a term earlier, influencer. So I don't know what an influencer is, because an influencer can be anybody with a social media backing, with a good following. There's no such thing as calling out. Calling out in my day was you're calling the person out to fight or something, or you're trying to prove something there in a debate. So this guy Dingleberry's not calling nobody out. He's just trying to get views on social media. So that's not a thing. That's not a thing my age. That might be a thing for you kids today. But again, there's millions of people that don't like me or don't like what I stand for. And that's cool. That's how life works, guys. If everybody likes you, and you don't got no character. You're not standing up to anything you believe. So there's going to be always two sides to something. So, and then also this guy is somebody that nobody knew of until he started talking about famous people. So again, if that's something that you believe in, I think that's great. Tabloids are great, and they've made great money for people. So he's just a tabloid. But there's no such thing as calling somebody out online. I mean, that's just yeah, you can't. There's no such thing.
No, it's called being a keyboard warrior.
But it's just, yeah, it's the influencer. There's no such thing as a real influencer. This is social media people. And it goes back to what Josh says. I was raised by OGs, not IG.
Right. Best corrective exercise for rounded shoulders. The best corrective exercise for rounded shoulders is the exercise that will target the problem resulting in rounded shoulders, which you have to get assessed.
Yeah, sorry, man. You're asking for one thing when it's never one thing.
Hey, Mike, what's the best diet for fat loss?
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like this.
This is great. And I could see this.
Okay.
So Martin, white belt mentality is always trying to get better and always knowing that you're at the starting level. So it's a lot like when I wake up, regardless of the amount of money I have or titles I've won, I'm absolutely broke, and I'm getting up like I'm broke. No title that I won yesterday helps me today. So that's a white belt mentality. I have never in my entire life heard of a black belt mentality. So could you enlighten us? Because I've never heard of that. And most of the gurus that I grew up with or studied or listened to always talked about the white belt mentality. And I can't believe you've never heard of that. That's interesting. Somebody that studied has never heard of that. That's mind blowing. But what is a black belt mentality? And the one thing I can't stand for you guys at home is, like, in martial arts, there's such a respect thing that you're raised with. But also at the same time, black belt doesn't mean you're good. Black belt just means that you've done the forms, you've gone through it, and then you know how to do forms, and you sparred, and you've done tournaments, and you get a belt. In the new age, or in the old age, in the old day, you really had to earn that belt in a different way compared to today. Like, so I see kids, and I see a lot of parents, and they talk about, oh, my kid's a black belt. That's great. He's 7 years old, and he can't do anything except protect himself from other 7-year-olds.
You got a black belt that says, hey, I survived daycare.
So my point there is this: what we've already talked to with who Titan is training with is, do not give him a belt. Do not give him a belt until he's a white belt in a man's size and can beat a black belt that's a champion. Then he can get his belt. But before that, I don't care about any of it. It's like I keep telling people when they go to compete, hey, what are the judges looking for? Hey, what are they doing? Forget them. Forget about the judges. Go compete with the physique that you want. Train for the physique that you want. Mostly because you're doing a local show or whatever it is. It doesn't matter until you get on the stage, the biggest stage of the contest, in the sense of, like, are you doing the universe? Are you doing the America? That's when it matters if you're trying to appease somebody and be the very number one best. But if you're just trying to win the local show, then stay true to what you want, not what the judges want. Stay true to what makes you passionate about lifting. Don't try to appease the others.
Hey, Mike, you're a legend. Quick question. How can I get the most amount of weight put on my bench press?
I think just get some spotters and then throw it on there.
Oh, that's a good one.
It'd be one way to do it. Best way to get bench on there is continue to do power bodybuilding over and over again until you get to the numbers that you want. Try not to plateau. Make sure the eating is going correctly. Keep those healthy shoulders and arms. So make sure to do on other days range of motion exercises, anything like that. Jeffrey's done some of those over on the YouTube. Do that. Try to stay away from the powerlifting bench and just stay with the regular. Go to the inclines. bringing a lot of secondary stuff also for the triceps, making sure those get stronger as well as the bench press. Do some force reps in it, do some drop sets in there. And then make sure to hit it a couple times a week in the meantime as you're trying to build up. But then go through those plateaus where you continue to strengthen up and then come back for a percentage and then go back to the 100%. And then make sure the sleep's on top of that is going good. And then take ZMA at night and melatonin. Is that good?
Holy shit. You just gave him.
I gave him the book.
You gave him the answer.
Get going on that. Here's a great question. 100%. And I always said that I would think about doing it when I got like famous and whatever and get up there. And then I got of age and I go, fuck that. I ain't doing it. I saw too many people get hurt from it. What was the point?